Top 5 fruits that may cause stroke and heart attack in seniors. Did you know that some fruits, yes, even the ones labeled as healthy, can silently clog your arteries, spike your blood sugar, and push older adults dangerously close to a stroke or heart attack? Even more shocking, the #1 item on this list, considered a superfood by millions, might be doing more harm than good. Over 90% of seniors have no idea they're making these mistakes. And they're doing it with the best intentions, believing they're helping their heart, not harming it. In today's video, we'll uncover 5 fruits that are silently increasing your risk of stroke, explain the science behind them, and give you simple, at-home solutions to keep your blood vessels safe.
Number 5. Canned fruit cocktail. Let me tell you about Mary, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio. For her entire life, Mary has been a model of careful health choices. She avoids fatty meats, never touches butter, and proudly keeps her home a soda-free zone. But tucked away in her pantry, you'll always find a few cans of fruit cocktail. To her, it's the perfect solution, convenient, long-lasting, and, as she often says, it's still fruit after all. Every weekend, when her grandkids visit, she spoons out a small bowl for each of them, believing she's giving them a treat far healthier than a chocolate bar. Mary, like millions of other older Americans, has fallen into a subtle trap set by convenience and a half-truth. The half-truth is this: yes, there is fruit in that can, but the hidden, far more dangerous truth lies in the glistening liquid those fruit pieces are swimming in. Let's be perfectly clear. That thick, sweet syrup is not natural fruit juice. It is added sugar, an ingredient the medical community now considers one of the leading drivers of disease in the 21st century. When you eat a spoonful of fruit cocktail packed in heavy syrup, your body doesn't process it like a piece of whole fruit. It processes it like a shot of refined sugar. This sugar floods your bloodstream, forcing your pancreas to work overtime, pumping out insulin. When this happens repeatedly, your body is thrown into a constant state of emergency, leading to a condition called chronic inflammation. Think of chronic inflammation as a low-grade fire smoldering inside your blood vessels. Day after day, that fire damages the delicate lining of your arteries, causing them to become stiff and hard. This rough internal surface is the perfect place for bad cholesterol, LDL, and other cells to cling to, gradually forming plaque. This plaque narrows your arteries, leading to high blood pressure. Even worse, these plaques can rupture at any moment, forming a blood clot that can lead to a stroke. You don't have to give up the convenience of canned fruit entirely. You just need to be a smarter shopper. 1. Become a label detective. The next time you're in the grocery aisle, scan right past the cans that say, "in heavy syrup." Your mission is to find the ones with the golden phrases, "packed in 100% juice," or, even better, in water. 2. Rinse before you eat. Even with fruit packed in its own juice, get into this simple habit. Pour the fruit into a colander or strainer and give it a quick rinse under cool running water. This 10-second action can wash away a surprising amount of unnecessary sugar. 3. Choose fresh or frozen. Your best options will always be fresh, seasonal fruit or plain frozen fruit with no sugar added. They retain all their natural fiber and have no hidden enemies. Mary wasn't at fault. She was a victim of decades of clever marketing, but now you know the truth. And if you think that's bad, you won't believe what's coming next on our list.
Number 4. Dried fruit. If canned fruit cocktail is the enemy in your pantry, dried fruit is a much more subtle imposter. It masquerades as a healthy snack, the perfect companion for active people. Think of Tom, a retired teacher. He walks 5 miles every day. In his jacket pocket, he always keeps a small bag of raisins or dried apricots, believing they provide quick, healthy energy. Tom is half right. Dried fruit provides quick energy, but that very quickness is part of the problem. Let's do a simple thought experiment. Place a large, plump bunch of grapes on the table. It takes up a lot of space, and you'd probably feel quite full after eating them all. Now imagine a magic machine sucks all the water out of that bunch of grapes. What are you left with? A tiny handful of raisins that fits neatly in your palm. That bunch of grapes and that handful of raisins have the exact same amount of sugar and calories. but which one is easier to eat in one sitting? This is the trap of calorie and sugar density. The process of drying fruit removes the main ingredient that helps us feel full, water. This makes it incredibly easy to mindlessly overeat. One handful of raisins, then another, and you've accidentally consumed the same amount of sugar and calories as a large candy bar. When your calorie intake exceeds your needs, your body stores it as fat. Over time, this leads to weight gain and obesity. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has made it clear that obesity is one of the leading risk factors for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes, the deadly trio that leads directly to the doorstep of a stroke. You think you're eating a natural snack, but your body is struggling to deal with an unnecessary, concentrated load of sugar and calories. In a moment, I'll tell you about fruit number 3, which 99% of people misunderstand and which directly increases stroke risk. But for now, let's get back to the solutions for dried fruit. 1. Stop eating from the bag. Never eat dried fruit directly from a large bag. Treat it like a garnish, not a primary snack. Its role is to be a flavor accent. 2. Use a tablespoon as your guide. A tablespoon of raisins sprinkled over your morning oatmeal. A few finely chopped dried apricots mixed into your chicken salad. That's the smart way to enjoy their sweetness without getting overloaded. A mindless handful of raisins can be an enemy, but a few thoughtfully used raisins can be a delightful friend.
Number 3, your morning orange juice. You read that right. If there is one iconic image of a healthy American breakfast, it's a tall, glistening glass of fresh orange juice. Meet John, a 75-year-old retired engineer who has followed the same morning ritual for the past 50 years. Read the Wall Street Journal and drink 1 glass of orange juice. For him, it isn't just a habit, it's a form of preventative medicine. He proudly tells people he rarely gets a cold, and he's convinced it's thanks to his daily dose of vitamin C. John, with all his discipline and good intentions, is practicing a health ritual that has been debunked by modern science. The tragedy is that the very thing he believes is his wellness tonic may be silently eroding the health of his blood vessels. The problem isn't the orange, it's the juicer. When you eat a whole, fresh orange, you are consuming a perfect nutritional package designed by nature. It has vitamins, water, natural sugar, and most importantly, fiber. Think of fiber as the unsung hero inside the orange. Its job is to form a gel-like mesh in your stomach, which slows down digestion and ensures that sugar is released into your bloodstream slowly and steadily. Fiber is nature's braking system, making sure your body has plenty of time to process the sugar without being overwhelmed. Now think about what happens when you put that orange into a juicer. The machine, with its incredible force, does something ruthless. It tears apart the orange's structure and discards nearly all of the heroic fiber. What's left in your glass is just water and fructose sugar. Without that braking system, this sugar slams into your bloodstream like a race car that's lost control, causing what's known as a blood sugar spike. Your body panics, forced to release a flood of insulin to deal with the onslaught. If you repeat this every morning, your cells can become numb to insulin's effects, a condition called insulin resistance. This is a direct stepping stone to type 2 diabetes. More importantly, these repeated blood sugar spikes are like mini tsunamis, constantly crashing against the walls of your arteries. They cause microdamage, making the vessel walls lose their elasticity, become more rigid and more likely to rupture, creating the perfect environment for plaque to form and ultimately lead to a stroke. John thought he was drinking his vitamins, but in reality, he was forcing his blood vessels to endure a sugar storm every single morning. The solution here is incredibly simple, but it requires a shift in thinking. 1. Eat your fruit, don't drink it. This mantra should be carved in stone. Instead of a glass of orange juice, eat a whole orange. You'll feel fuller, consume fewer calories, and most importantly, you'll get all of the protective fiber. 2. Switch to smoothies. If you truly love drinking your fruit, make friends with a blender, not a juicer. When you blend fruit, you pulverize the whole thing, meaning you keep the heroic fiber. A smoothie made with a whole orange, perhaps with some Greek yogurt and a handful of spinach, is a vastly safer and more nutritious breakfast. 3. Drink water, then eat fruit. What's the absolute best way to get your vitamin C and hydrate your body? Drink a glass of plain water and then eat an orange. It's simple, it's primal, and it's how nature intended for us to do it. Before we move on, if you're finding this video helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. We're getting to the most dangerous fruit next.
Number 2. Watermelon. Nothing defines an American summer quite like a family gathering around cool, ruby-red slices of watermelon at a picnic or a 4th of July barbecue. On the surface, watermelon seems absolutely harmless. It's over 90% water, it's incredibly refreshing, and it has a light, natural sweetness. How could something so pure be a hidden danger? The answer isn't in a single slice of watermelon. It's in the second, third, and fourth slices you eat right after. The danger of watermelon isn't its nature, but the combination of the temptation to eat it without limit and a scientific concept that many people overlook. To understand watermelon, we need to get to know a new term, the glycemic index. Think of the IG as a speedometer. It doesn't measure the amount of sugar in a food, but the speed at which that sugar gets absorbed into your bloodstream after you eat it. The scale runs from 0 to 100. Pure water has an IG of 0. Pure glucose sugar has an IG of 100. And watermelon, shockingly, sits near the top of this chart, with an IG between 72 and 80, putting it in the same league as a slice of white bread. What does this mean? The sugar from watermelon, though natural, hits your bloodstream with incredible speed. For a young, healthy person, the body can handle this sudden sugar shock. But for someone over 60, whose metabolic system has begun to slow down and whose insulin sensitivity isn't what it used to be, eating a lot of watermelon at once is like flooring the gas pedal on an old engine. This sudden spike in blood sugar forces the pancreas to work overtime, and as we've already learned, it causes micro-damage to the lining of your blood vessels. It's like repeatedly bending a metal wire back and forth. At first, nothing happens, but do it over and over, and the wire will weaken and eventually break. The same thing happens to your arteries. They become less flexible, more prone to inflammation, and more likely to accumulate plaque. You think you're just hydrating, but you're actually stress testing your entire cardiovascular system. You absolutely do not have to say goodbye to this summer gift. You just need to change your approach. 1. Treat it like a treat, not a buffet. Never think of watermelon as something you can eat endlessly. Think of it like a slice of dessert cake. A reasonable serving is one moderate-sized wedge, or about 1 cup of pre-cut cubes. Stop there. 2. Pair it with protein and fat. The next time you eat watermelon, try combining it with a few friends. Eat it alongside a small handful of almonds or walnuts, or sprinkle some feta cheese on top like in a Greek salad. The protein and healthy fats in these foods will slow down digestion, helping to prevent that dangerous blood sugar spike. 3. Have it for dessert. Avoid eating a large amount of watermelon on an empty stomach, as that's when the sugar will be absorbed the fastest. Enjoy your slice as a refreshing dessert after you've already had a balanced, full meal. Number 1. Coconut oil. This is the most sophisticated and the most dangerous culprit of them all. I know a friend, Carol, 68, who is an avid reader of health blogs. After reading dozens of articles hailing coconut oil as a healthy fat, a miracle food for the brain, and a superior alternative to butter, she made a decisive change. She threw out her regular cooking oils and switched to using coconut oil for everything, from frying her morning eggs to sautéing her evening vegetables. She felt she was ahead of the curve, doing the absolute best thing for her heart and her mind. But the truth, a truth backed by leading medical organizations, would leave Carol stunned. The path she believed was leading her to better health may have been silently guiding her closer to a stroke. To understand why, we need to talk about one core concept: saturated fat. Coconut oil is composed of an incredibly high percentage of saturated fat, between 80 and 90%. That's even higher than lard. For decades, the medical community has studied this issue and come to a powerful conclusion. A diet high in saturated fat can raise the level of LDL cholesterol in your blood. LDL is widely known by its nickname, bad cholesterol. Imagine the arteries in your body, from the coronary arteries feeding your heart to the carotid arteries sending blood to your brain, as the clean, new plumbing in a house. LDL cholesterol is like a stubborn, hard limescale that can gradually build up on the inner walls of those pipes. This process is called atherosclerosis. Day after day,
That layer of limescale gets thicker, making the pipes narrower and harder. Blood flow becomes more difficult, forcing the heart to work harder, which causes high blood pressure. But the worst is yet to come. One day, a piece of that plaque can crack or rupture. The body, in its attempt to patch the crack, forms a blood clot on the spot. If that clot is big enough to completely block the pipe leading to the brain, you will suffer an ischemic stroke. The American Heart Association has issued clear and consistent recommendations on this. Limit saturated fats, including coconut oil, to lower your risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. This doesn't mean a single spoonful of coconut oil is instantly toxic. The problem lies in using it as your main, everyday cooking fat. The solution here is all about smart swaps and priorities.
1. Embrace extra virgin olive oil. This is the undisputed champion of heart-healthy fats. Rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants, olive oil has been shown in countless studies to help lower bad cholesterol, fight inflammation, and protect cardiovascular health. Use it for salad dressings and for low to medium heat cooking. 2. Switch to avocado oil for high heat. When you need to cook at a higher temperature, like for searing or roasting, avocado oil is a fantastic replacement. It has a high smoke point and is also packed with beneficial monounsaturated fats. 3. Look beyond oils for healthy fats. Don't limit yourself to just oils. Actively add other sources of healthy fats into your diet. Whole nuts like almonds and walnuts, seeds like chia and flax, whole avocados, and fatty fish like salmon, which is rich in protective omega-3s. You can't change the past, but you can take control of your future, starting with tomorrow's breakfast. Just a few smart choices can reduce your stroke risk, protect your heart, and prevent artery damage caused by well-meaning but dangerous habits. Don't let a glass of orange juice, a handful of dried fruit, or a spoonful of healthy oil fool you again. Stroke and heart attack don't send a warning, but you can stop them before they start. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you love.